Slow Homestead. I'm Carol, and I have had a bad cold lately. Yeah, it lasted a long time. So, to be specific, I started this cold on Christmas Day. And who wants to be sick on Christmas? But sometimes you just are. And then the new year came around, and yeah, I was still sick. And then the days kept, I don't want to say dragging on, because I do appreciate every day. But I still had a cold, and I still, at this point, have a lingering cough. So it gets a little bit better every day, a little bit. So I can't complain. And today it's going to be above freezing. That always makes me feel happy to think that it's above freezing and that I can go outside and not be too uncomfortable when I do the chores. Okay, so enough about that. I'm getting better, I'm happy about that. And I will be doing more videos. I have a lot of ideas, but I just didn't have the strength or the desire to do very much. So, while I make my breakfast today, we'll talk about a couple of things. And of course, it's the usual, my favorite breakfast. I put a little bit of butter in the pan. Two or three eggs, depending on how hungry I am. Make sure I get it all. Push down the toast. So I have been doing a few things lately. I got my Christmas decorations put away. Yeah. That took me a while. And you know, I don't know if you're like this, but have you ever put your Christmas decorations away and it's all done, and then you notice that you forgot a few things? Because I guess you're so used to seeing them that you forgot they were Christmas decorations. And even now, I still have some Christmas decorations hanging on the front of my garage. I have a couple of bows and what's that other thing? 2 bows and something else, I guess a wreath. I don't know, it must be so important. I can't even remember what it is. I still need to get those off the house, packed away for another year. So, got my Christmas decorations all put away. Yay! I made bread just in time as I was running out of my last loaf. I like to make 100% whole wheat bread. I have wheat, and takes about, well, I grind the wheat in my wheat grinder, and it takes about, let's see, about 13 cups of the whole wheat flour to make 4 loaves of bread. So this time, it didn't rise all that well. I'll show you. It's going to pop up in just a minute. So, it didn't rise all that well, but it did rise better than the last time I made it. So the last 2 times, it hasn't risen very well. I think it's because it's wintertime. Even though my house is warm, it's not the same warmth as it is in the summertime. So therefore, the bread would need to take longer to rise. There it is, I'll show you real quick. So, there's my hand, there's the loaf, the size of the bread. So I'll just butter this real quick. I use salted butter. So when I'm cooking my eggs, I don't add any salt and I don't add any pepper, just the butter that I cook the eggs in because it has plenty of salt in the butter. And I believe that the salt makes the butter taste better. And when I've made butter from cream, I was taught to sprinkle just a little bit of salt in it. And so that's what I've always done when I've made butter. And when I buy butter, I buy the salted butter, and then I don't have to add salt to most of my food if I have that butter in it. So there's my butter story. Okay. So where was I? Oh yes, I was talking about the bread. I do like to make my own bread. Sometimes I'm too tired to make it, and so I put it off and put it off. And then I get down to my last slice and I think, I gotta make bread. So that's one of the things that I did in the past week. Another thing I did was work on our ward newsletter. I do a newsletter every month. And when I do the newsletter, it's for church, it takes me the biggest part of a day to get the information, organize it, add scriptures and things that need to go in the newsletter. So it takes a while, and then I take a half a day to drive in town, get it copied off, and back home again. So I did that. There's a lot of things that I have been able to do, even though I was still not completely well, but I was able to do quite a few things. Now there's quite a few things that I need to do and would like to do, so I'll be making a few more videos right away, I hope, because I'm feeling better. Yay! Okay, I wanted to talk just a little bit about making goals, because it's a new year, right? But I want you to know that setting goals is not just for January 1st. You can set goals any day of the year, okay? And you can revise the goals that you already have any day of the year. You can change, revise your goals, change your goals, add more goals, take some goals away. You can do that any day of the year. It's kind of like Christmas. You can celebrate Christmas any day of the year. If you have joy in your heart, love in your heart, you can celebrate Christmas every day. You can celebrate New Year's every day by making goals and revising your goals, thinking about your goals, trying harder to accomplish your goals. This year, I decided that my goals are going to fall into 4 different categories. And those categories are physical, spiritual, intellectual and social. So for example, walking on the treadmill for 20 to 30 minutes every day, depending on how good the movie is that I'm watching as I walk. Walking on the treadmill would fall under the physical goal area. Spiritual might be caring about your neighbor more. Okay? Going to church. Several others, many others, in both of those first two areas. Another one, intellectual. One of the things I like to do, this is number 3. One of the things that I like to do for the intellectual goal area is watch YouTube videos that pertain to the things that I care about. Because you can get a lot of good information and ideas from other people. Also, reading good books about the things you care about. Okay, and then the fourth area, social, that would be like, well, I guess caring about your neighbor would also fall under that. Also, even a little thing like when you go to the store, to think about the people that are around you and be kind. So that's just one thing you could do in the social area. Anyway, those are some of the thoughts that I've had, and those are some of the things that I'm going to be working on. And of course, as you all know, I will try not to hurry through it, because even when you take it slow, you can accomplish a lot. Thanks for watching.